Um, hey everyone. So I just wanted to make this video because I don't know what's going on with some people here. So I think about 2-3 days ago, Andy Mineo, one of the holy hip hop artists, he raps with Lecrae in the 116 click. Um, he came out with a tweet, and I'm not gonna really find the tweet, although I think a lot of you have seen it already. Uh, he was pretty much asking, do you guys really think if a person uses profanity in their music, could they be a Christian and why? Or are they a Christian and why not? Or whatever he was asking. So basically, just to give you the short end of the story here, people were kind of being like, no, you cannot curse and use profanity as a Christian and, I mean, be okay with that. And he was pretty much defending it by saying, why not? Well, how do you know? And basically his whole rebuttal to that is, if he says great effing job out of a joyful heart because someone graduated, and if he says good job with a jealous hateful heart, which is pure before God? Well, the answer to that is none of them are pure. You saying great effing job and saying good job with a jealous hateful heart is both sin. It doesn't mean, like, it's not like you give us a choice and then if we pick one, the other one has to be bad or good. In this case, he gave you two choices here, evil and evil, and pretty much you are put in a situation where you have to pick evil. Now, I've heard a lot of wise men say that if you have to use profanity to say something, it just means that you do not know how to actually express yourself. And so basically you have to use these words to get people's attention because you feel inadequate in the way you talk and the way you, I guess, convey a message and whatnot. I think one of the first things we learned when we became Christians is not to curse. We were told not to listen to foul music, not watch anything foul on television, and I just think it's kind of strange that in 2016, you would think people have gotten or Christians have gotten past, figuring out if it's wrong to curse and use profanity. But here we are in 2016 and it is up for debate. Now, I'm not making this to expose why it's wrong to curse. I think we all know that it's wrong to curse, but actually I'm making this video because Christian or quote unquote Christian artists are going to start putting profanity in their music. They're going to start, they've already merged with the world, but they're going to do it so much so, and they're going to bring the world's music into the church, into the household of faith like you've never seen. I mean, you thought it was bad before, but it's about to get worse, and there's a reason why they're starting to do this. So basically here on Twitter, I have a picture here of a Twitter feed, or part of a Twitter feed, and someone by the name of Don Mel is asking Andy Mineo here, is Jesus doing a great F-word job? Okay, so that's his foolish, stupid question. I don't know if he's trying to get a point across, maybe to help Andy Mineo see that it makes no sense to use profanity and say that Jesus is doing a great effing job, or if he's on board with Andy Mineo and is just trying to do some kind of shout out to say, hey, is Jesus doing a great effing job? And Andy Mineo's response is, I seem to think so. This shouldn't come as a shock to you. I'm going to tell you why. First of all, there was a big problem. Well, I had a personal problem with 116 Click from whenever I heard about them. I think 3, 4, or 5 years ago. They actually encouraged their followers to get tattoos of 116 on their hand, to show their fan support or whatever. And I always had a problem with them. I also had a problem with them trying to merge into the secular, having a problem with being called Christian artists, they want to be called artists who happen to be Christian. Well, that's what you are. You're a Christian artist. I mean, it's the same thing. So for me, they always came off as people who did not want to be a Christian. So right there, I always had a problem with the 116 crew and Lecrae and all of them. I always had a problem with them. I had another problem with them recently when Andy Mineo was on national TV and they asked him about 116, and he kind of didn't want to answer the question, didn't want to really get into, the Romans 1, chapter 1, verse 16, I am unashamed of the gospel. He didn't want to get into that. He was just like, oh no, it's just 116. Whatever he did. And I had a problem with him. Like, for me, that was it. I mean, for him to he's making money off the church, making money off people that are following Christ and are sincere, taking their money and using his platform to get into the secular world. And then the one opportunity he has to actually go before the world and say that he's unashamed of the gospel of Jesus Christ, he actually gets ashamed and shrinks down. So for me, right there, he's a sellout. But now, I mean, it's like the chickens or the roosters are coming home to roost, chickens coming home to roost, whatever they say there. It's like you're starting to see the manifestation of people who are really not down with Jesus Christ. And I really, really think, I'm almost 100% convinced that the reason why he's being pushed like this, I believe he's being pushed to actually come out and actually put this in people's minds that it's okay, and he wants to cause doubt to come out for believers to think, well, okay, maybe it's not bad to curse. Because I'm telling you, the gospel music industry is about to get so secularized. It's going to be secular music. You are seeing, this is the dawn of the end of the gospel music industry. It's going to be just spiritual or inspirational music going forth. That's all it's going to be, because I don't know if you guys have heard, and I just think it's a very strange coincidence that the same night Andy Mineo posted this tweet, Kanye West and what's his name, Kirk Franklin, were on Saturday Night Live performing. And I'm just gonna I want you guys to watch this. Actually, no, I want to read these two scriptures, or come up with these two scriptures. Ephesians 4 and verse 29. Now, this is just to encourage Christians. Like, if you're not going for this, don't worry, you're on the right track. Yes, it is wrong for a Christian to curse. It is one of the first things we actually had to change. We had to change our communication and the way we spoke, because, if we came out of the world, you came out of the world like me. I mean, I used to curse like crazy when I was in the world, and it took a while. It took a couple of years for God to really deliver me from cursing, because I had a mouth. But that all went away when I stopped listening to secular music, stopped really delighting in that kind of thing, and through time and through reading and praying, it actually got eliminated from my vocabulary. But Ephesians 4 verse 29, let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good for the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. I don't need to expound on that. That is pretty clear cut. It is straight to the point. There's nothing else to add to that. Don't let any corrupt communication come out of your mouth. I think the F word would actually qualify for being corrupt communication. I mean, you can't even go in court. You can't even go in the court of law and use this language. But people want to come into church and use this language. I mean, the court system, the worldly court system, has more sense not to allow this kind of language. If you actually use this F word in court, you can get locked up for that. In some of these courtrooms, you can actually get locked up. But people in 2016 are wondering if it's okay for a Christian to curse. I mean, the court system knows. But anyways, back to what I was saying about Kanye West. Here he is on Saturday Night Live. Now, if you're wondering why he's on the floor, don't worry, he didn't trip and bust his face or anything like this. He just got on the floor, and now Kirk Franklin is going to come and preach over him and pretty much give him that whole inspirational message, don't give up on yourself and blah, blah, blah. Don't kill yourself. Don't cut your wrist and all that stuff. And watch what happens when Kirk Franklin is done preaching his sermon to, I would say, dead like Kanye West on the floor. Yeah. Let me tell you something, man. For those of you who've ever had to deal with a demon, okay, I have not cast out a whole bunch of demons in my lifetime. I'm not gonna come out here and act like I'm a super safe superhero for Jesus Christ. I've cast out a few, and I know a demon when I hear a demon. You understand? And that right there was demonic. And why that disturbs me is because Kirk Franklin is a supposed gospel minister. We know he's not. But this is a problem because you have a lot of sincere Christians who would follow and consider this man to be a man of God. And he's standing over this demon-possessed Kanye West. Kanye West gets off from the floor and starts saying, "Buy my album." And the spirit of Cookie Monster comes over this man. And it's just okay. It's like, okay, we could go to commercials, and this is where the church is at right now in 2016. Let me tell you, brothers and sisters, what's really going on. This is the wheat and the tares. This should not come as an alarm to you. This is the manifestation. This lets you know that we are in the end. And I'm going to tell you what's going to happen next. Okay? Things in this world are going to get so bad. Okay? Things in this world are going to get so bad. And when they get really super bad, they're going to start blaming it on religious fanatics. This is all in prophecy. There's an insurrection coming against the real true people of God. Okay? And if you stand up against stuff like this, because what they're going to come out and say is, see, the church is merging with the world and they're embracing the world like they are right now. They're embracing each other. So us who say, we got to get ready for the kingdom of God, God's coming back and bringing wrath, we're going to be a problem. You understand? And things with the economy and the whole world and war and everything, like Jesus said in Matthew 24, with all the things that are going to happen, it's going to get so bad that the people of the world are going to look to the real Christians as the problem and, looking at us and as having to exterminate us to actually get into their golden age. And if you look at the title of this song, it's called Ultra Light Beam. Now, basically, I don't have time. I have about less than 2 minutes here, but basically the light beam in the occult world pretty much means the return of Lucifer. It's Lucifer coming back from the heavens down to earth to set things right. Now things are going to get so dark, so messed up, so crazy that people are going to be looking for a savior. They're going to put up a dictator. They're going to put up war. They're going to put up ISIS. They're going to put up so many things just to make the world a dark place. And when it gets really dark, when there's no food, when you can't eat, when people are getting murdered left, right, and center, in front of you, behind you, and all that stuff, and it feels like the world is coming down on you. It's at that point that people are going to be so crushed that they're going to be looking for the first beam, the first ray of hope. And that is going to be the Antichrist. And I'm just letting you know the reason why they are all coming together now. You're looking at the world and the church, or quote unquote church, embracing the world, is because, let me tell you something, I'm just going to say this from my heart, and I really believe this is God. They are getting ready to bring the Antichrist into view. This is the Antichrist spirit. Y'all need to wake up. Stop defending these people. If they're not down with Jesus Christ, let them be. Let the righteous be righteous. Let the wicked be wicked still. Let the filthy be filthy still. Because I'm telling you, you're looking at this stuff. I'm telling you, next, the church is going to start embracing the gays. And then the other religions. And then if you stand against it, you're going to be the problem and the reason why they can't enter the new golden age with the Antichrist.